House here. I'm back. I was thinking, you know, if I were a woman and if I were on the whole feminist side, don't need a man. We're strong, powerful, independent. We can do everything a man can do. I would have viewed that 18-minute interview with Comrade Kamala, as a complete and utter insult because she still needed a man right there to aid her. Call it what you want. No matter. You say, oh, but it was her. He was just no, by yourself. Strong, independent. You don't need. I watch interview after interview, time after time. Well, Trump is there by himself. In fact, on this very same day and time that she's doing her recorded interview, Trump is doing a live town hall with Tulsi Gabbard, who is smoking, by the way. Oh, but that's neither here or there. Try not to get sidetracked. I would be utterly disappointed. I'd feel betrayed. Finally does her interview after 40 days and 40 nights. It's on a bought Democratic network, CNN. So it's leaning in her favor. If you go, in the interviewer is Dana Bush. If you go and view, it happened just a couple days ago, maybe last week rather. Dana Bush interviewed J.D. Vance. Now, if you go and watch J.D. Vance and Dana Bush interview and compare it and contrast it with Kamala Harris's first interview as a presidential candidate in 40 days and 40 nights, you would see how soft they made it for her, how easy. Again, not to mention that it was pre-recorded and heavily edited. And still what we got, the remnants, the crumbs of what we got was disastrous. I can't make this shit up. Excuse me. I can't make this up. It is really sad to see, because if she does get elected, it will really show the power of the mainstream media. And it's really disappointing because it's fooling a lot of people. Famous saying goes, you can't fool all the people all the time, but you could fool enough to run a country. And that is certainly taking place right now. It's crazy because one of the questions that was posed to Comrade Kamala was, what will you do on day one? Where her response, she started off with, that, well, I would do a number of things. Neither here nor there. It didn't even matter what she said after that. Because, folks, she's already in office. It's not like she likes to throw her attorney general record. She's not an AG of a state. She's not a senator. She's not a mayor. She's not a lieutenant governor. She's not a governor. She is the vice president of the United States and has been for the past 3.5 years. Well, it's not the highest. It is the second highest office. She has say-so. You can't tell me. It's crazy how they You can't tell me that, oh, she's the last one in there. She's the last one in the situation. She's the last one with Joe Biden. Okay, that means that she has at least some final say so. That means her thought does count. Folks are wondering what her presidency would be like. You're in it. Come on, you know what? You really think it's been Sleepy Joe? Then when you really start connecting the dots, you see what they did to RFK. You see what they've been doing to Trump and doing, raiding his house, putting on. Hello. She boasts all the time about her record. She holds the second highest office. Mark Zuckerberg just came out and told you that he got word from Biden Harris to do this, that, there, and the third. Come on. If you just really put it together, we're in her presidency and have been. We've been witnessing her tactics. Just go look at, they had to release 1,000 criminals in Cal. Well, I'm not going to call them criminals. They had to release 1,000 folks because of her. She just lacks. She's just not able to. She's just not smart. She's not capable. And now she's letting in millions of criminals now. Why? Because she's not smart. She's not capable. She don't know what the, or either, get this. She's just a puppet. I said it all the time. Been saying it when I first started to realize it years ago, that the Democratic Party has been infiltrated by globalist elites. This is why we witnessed a coup. I tell folks all the time, every day you wake up, you are living in history. This is either going to go one or two ways, folks. They're either like they're going to did in 2020, give it to Biden. That's really what I feel like is going to transpire. But I'm really pulling for what Trump say, too big to rid. But if she gets elected, it's going to be no. Well, she's already been selected. See, you can't put these dodes on conspiracy. You can't talk about the conspiracy theorists no more. All that it's been exposed. The veil's being lifted, if you will. I want to get too deep for some of y'all. Neither here nor there. I don't want to get too deep. Neither here or there. Just at the surface. To critical thinkers and those that do isolated critical thinking, you just see, and I'm not saying there's everything right about the right side, because if nobody's perfect, no internet is going to be, but you know who is at least trying. You see, I mean, say what you want about Trump, but the man, to sometimes his own detriment, is just real, authentic, just. And one thing for sure, he is hilarious. That's one of the things that never really just had me, even though when I was ignorant too, really wasn't well informed, I just wasn't one of those like, oh man, he's a racist. I was just like, oh, okay, I mean, all right, that's what we on. Okay, no, Trump bad. Okay. Again, never voted, never planned on voting. But paid attention. It was, understood Democrat, Republican, history, all. But I just never really just turned again. Was never a never Trumper like that. Just was like, okay, I was indifferent. But I would pay attention. I would listen to some things he say. I would try to inform myself. Let me go see if he said these things. Like I know Biden's a racist. That's a given. Why? Well, I went and researched the things he said. He wouldn't want his children growing up in racial jungle. Not my words, guys. His. You know, in fact, his vice president called him a racist. Not my words, but hers. And she's right under him. Neither here or there. Let's bring it back around to this. If you want to even call it an interview, it's really what's pathetic. I don't know if you're a woman and you're all rah, rah, I don't know how you could be confident in that, and at least that woman. I made a post the other day because one black woman who actually black, if you will, if you want to use that term, black, who was actually intellectually sound, smart, confident, and good looking. Condoleezza Rice. I remember when Condoleezza Rice was chosen as Secretary of State for George W. And even if you go look back at her back then, of course now she's aged, but still, I went and looked at video of her speaking and whatnot, and she is still, you know. But I just remember even back then, I was just like, even though I really wasn't engaged. Hell, I remember even I was. Again, I always leaned Democratic, so I was pulling for Gore at that time, you know, and Condoleezza Rice. I just remember I was like, wow, okay, all right, you know, and I made the post, man. If anybody should be the first black woman, there's my vote right there. That's my who I pick. That, you know. Now, granted, I get it, you know, Condoleezza Republican, you know, so, you know, and she'd be having to go against Trump, but neither here or there. I'm just saying that's an actual intelligent. That's a woman that doesn't need a teleprompter. That's a woman that doesn't need. If I was a black woman, I would also be insulted, because here I'm supposed to be the strong black independent, but now I got the white man, if you will, sitting right here next to me. Come on, come on, come on. If we're just going off of aesthetics, looks, it didn't look good. She's there in the middle, you know, all hunched over, crouched over. It just didn't, you know. There's already rumors out there that she's a guzzler. But hey, that, you know, that's neither here nor there. If you just real with yourself, you know that as far as for this country, you need a strong leader. Trump has proven that. She hasn't at no time. Anyway, house here. A little food for thought. But be back with you soon with another video.